How's it going, everyone? Famine52 back again, and today we're continuing on Final Fantasy 13. Let's get going. Alright, welcome back, everyone. In the last episode, we completed Tajin's Tower, as well as went over a bit of a Gil farm. And in the process of doing that, I did end up getting over 1 million gil, which is very nice. And hopefully in today's episode, we are going to get about another 500,000 as well. But you're only going to be getting that if you happen to have taken over 10,000 steps here in Grand Pulse. I will give you a warning for where that is beforehand. As well as a little reminder to save your game before you check it out, just to confirm, because we are going to need a lot of gil coming up here relatively soon. But that being said, let's go ahead and leave the tower and make our way to Oerba by hopping up all of this debris and making it to this elevator.
Now that looks like an easier way to get where we're going.
Let's take it. Wouldn't want you to throw your back out climbing, old man.
You really are a charmer, aren't you?
Alright, so here we are in the Ashlands of Oerba. Why do I have a mission? Oh, because okay. It's whatever. But yeah, the outskirts of Oerba, known as the Ashen Sand. It is known as the Ashen Sand for reasons. Basically, after Vanille and Fang only half completed their focus, the Fal'Cie that used to protect the land kind of had a temper tantrum, from what I can understand, and turned everyone into Seath. Or Fal'Cie. There we go, that's the word. And no one was able to complete their focus. So we are going to be fighting a lot of Vanille and Fang's former neighbors. And we are also walking over these charged corpses of their remains. Don't think about that too much. Just let's go ahead and take care of these vampires and move on into Oerba proper, since there are things that we need to do in here. So we're going down here relatively quickly. Getting him staggered any moment. Next round should actually do it, and then he's actually going to be dead. Alright, and going over something that happened while I was farming for Gil. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Crystarium real quick. My Saboteur roll is maxed out, and then my secondary roll is actually being pretty well worked on. Haven't really made it all that far, but yeah, just wanted to point out that I am working on the secondary role for all of my characters. So I am able to have paradigms like Infiltration here, which is 3 Saboteurs. If I wanted to, I could also have a Synergist paradigm. Which I might end up doing a little bit later, but I don't think I need that right now. So I'm not going to worry about it too hard. Let's go ahead and put Commando right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and get moving back on into Oerba. Oerba? I don't know. So many of these names are just so difficult to pronounce. I believe this is a Taxim right here, which I think might be the first time we have fought one of these on screen. It is not, but either way, it's going to go down pretty quick. Alright, and we have another Taxim up front over here. I'm not even going to worry about getting this guy, actually.
Finally back.
I guess I will get the Dragon Strike. I was going to say I wasn't going to worry about getting it. Alright, now let's go ahead and drop into the city proper. We are going to pass a save station right here. And then we're going to have a fight against a lone vampire. And then up here we're going to have a Taxim and a vampire. Alright, and after that fight, if we go ahead and make our way down this little side thing, we have a treasure sphere. And this treasure sphere is going to contain a nugget of Provoskite, transformation upgrade crystal, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to have a fly guy and a vampire right here. And then fighting those guys off, it is going to open up the path to our next Seedstone mission, which is going to be mission 28, Faded Glory. We're going to be fighting a boatload of Ceratosaurs in the Oerba village proper. This is a Class C mission, and this time-worn ghost town is Oerba. I hardly recognize the place. Could the Ceratosaurs I've been sent to destroy have done this? And even if they did, what purpose will it serve to eradicate them now? Are the Falsi planning to raise a new village in this white wasteland? Well, whatever they intend, I suppose I'd better get to the harbor where the creatures nest. So, with that being taken care of, if you look on the map, and if you look down where I am looking on the map, you will see that there are quite a fair bit of the frog enemies down there. There are a lot of them, and it is a surprisingly challenging mission.
Which is your house?
What do you mean, which is ours? All of them. They're all ours.
Yep. Everyone in the village lived together.
One big happy family?
One heck of a lot of places to hang your hat.
We're back.
So, you want to take a look around?
We'd better. Gotta find something to help us lose these brands.
That's not the only reason we're here. You're finally home. Make the most of it.
Alright, and after the scene, we will see a new type of enemy right here. These guys are called Seekers. They are honestly not too bad to fight. Of course, the first level fighters are not going to know anything about them, so it's going to take longer to get through. If you want to, you can drop a Libra on them, but it's not necessary. As long as you took my advice and have your primary rolls maxed out by now, they shouldn't give you any sort of issue. Now, where we are supposed to go is down around that corner and do a whole bunch of stuff over there. But before we go down there, let's go ahead and head up these stairs. And throughout Oerba, there is a whole bunch of stuff that you can examine that will give you information on like the daily lives of the people that lived here. If you want to take a look at that, feel free. I am not going to, but the reason why we came up here is because of this little guy right here.
Bhakti!
Friend of yours?
Yeah. You're okay. I was worried. Huh?
He wanted to say goodbye.
He's not ready for the scrap heap just yet. Bit worse for wear, yeah. Nothing I can't fix. Just need to track us down some parts.
Alright, so Vanille's robotic pal Bhakti is in dire need of repair. You should be able to find all 5 of the necessary replacement parts within the village of Oerba. And in fact, we will be able to. So let's go ahead and head on down the stairs. Let's go ahead and take on this annoying shield bro right here. And then we are going to have to fight the Seekers and the Bats one more time. And now that we have destroyed a couple of the Seekers, we can see that they are in fact weak to basically every element that there is. And they only have 34,000 HP. So they really are nothing to worry about. Alright, now if we come over to this pallet jack right here, we will see that we can examine it. And if we do so, we get some power cable and the parts remaining 4. That means that we have collected our first bit of excuse me, our first bit of repair parts for Bhakti.
This too.
Well, the second bit is going to be up here, but there's going to be another one of the shield bros. So let's go ahead and take care of this. Alright, and after that fight, we have another little red ring over here. This one gets us a battery pack, and we now only have 3 bits remaining. And now it's time to go down and around and all of that stuff. We do have a treasure sphere over here that is guarded by a Seeker and a Vampire. And in the treasure sphere they were guarding, it contains a Heavenly Axis, which is a weapon for Vanille. That does unfortunately have Stagger Lock on it, so I will never use it. But it's there. And we are going to need to upgrade it anyway, just for the trophy. Now, this vampire up here, we do need to fight this guy. So I guess do your best to get a preemptive strike, but at this point, a lone vampire shouldn't really cause too much hardship. Alright, and the reason why we want to fight that guy is because he does hold a gear, which is our 3rd part that is needed for Bhakti. And now, before we encounter those frogs, if we go ahead and head on up here, you will see that there is a treasure sphere, and this sphere contains a libroscope. I don't know why I was about to say that, so weird. There is unfortunately nothing for us down here. It is what it is. And before we fight the frog, let's go ahead and switch our paradigm to aggression, just so that we have multiple commandos, so that we can get our blitz on. And this whole fight, we want to be fast damage and hitting as many of the frogs as we can at one time, because there are a lot.
On your knees!
And there we go. That actually went a lot smoother than I was expecting it to. For that fight, we get 6,300 CP. And for the mission complete, we get ourselves a pair of giant gloves, which sounds like it should be cool. If I remember correctly, it's just something like debrave protection. Yeah, it's resist debrave by 30%. Alright, and now before we go ahead and take on that seeker or those seekers and that vampire, let's go ahead and head on down here. This right here is going to be a schoolyard. We have a shield bro with a couple of his baddie friends. Alright, and we will see that we are in a schoolyard here. The clock's hands are frozen in time. How much has passed since the last revolution? Or one can only guess. And if you look at that clock, it does look a little weird. That is something that we will go over in Lightning Returns, which I do intend on playing for the first time. But over here we have a spheric lens, which is our 4th bit that we need for Bhakti. So very nice. And before we go ahead and head on out, let's go ahead and head on to the roof of the school. Because this right here is going to be a
Thought there'd be more
seed
flowers
stone
to
that
greet
we are
us.
going to not actually technically be strong enough to take on properly. But we are going to be taking care of that before we move on to chapter 12. And there are 2 treasure spheres up here. This first one is going to be containing a Moogle puppet. And then the second one is containing the Pleiades High Powers for Saz. And I believe if you're playing the Japanese version, you get like a different bit of equipment. I think it's an upgrade crystal as opposed to the high powers. But I don't particularly care for the high powers because of that paper tiger passive ability that it has. If we look at it, you will see that it greatly reduces maximum HP. Which, yeah, no, I'm good. I want as much HP as I can possibly have on my characters at any given point in time. But that said, let's go ahead and leave the school and go ahead and make our way up and out of the village. We gotta face the Seekers and the Vampire first, though. Alright, now after that, let's go ahead and make our way up these stairs. And around the area. Yeah, if you look at this place on the map, they are able to fit a lot of ground in a very compact area just by changing levels and all of that stuff. Yeah. We have another save station right there. So let's go ahead and run on past it. And in here we have 3 Taxum enemies. Alright, and once we take out the Taxums, let's go ahead and make our way out of this little warehouse. And then hop onto the little bridge, highway, freeway thing. We do have a treasure sphere in back over here, so let's go ahead and collect that. For a Flame Bane brooch, which is going to be critical null fire. And then we have another red circle right here, so let's go ahead and interact. You obtained the metal plate. You now have all necessary parts to repair Bhakti. So very nice, very nice. So let's go ahead and make our way back down and head on over to Bhakti. It is worth noting, though, that once we do repair Bhakti, the next time we interact with him, we're going to get our reward for how many steps we have taken here on Grand Pulse. So this is your last call to save the game before you proceed, just in case things go a little awry and you have not taken the necessary steps. Alright, so like I was saying, last call to save your game. I recommend using the one at the beginning of the village, just because it is the closest one to where we are going. And again, you're going to need 10,000 steps down here on Grand Pulse in order to get the maximum reward possible for what we are trying to do. Honestly, if you've done any sort of CP grinding or worked on the Sea Stone missions, you should be there. You should be fine. But why risk it? Save your game. Better to be safe than sorry. Alright, and once we have saved our game, we're going to go ahead and make our way back to Bhakti, and we are going to get a little scene for it.
Hey, hey, look who's back.
Oh, Basti, thank goodness.
Whew. You're a lifesaver, Saz.
Nah, it was just a quick tune-up. Don't mention it.
Alright, now that Bhakti is back in one piece, let's go ahead and examine him again. Congratulations, you are a true Pulsian pioneer. But somewhere out there, a long-forgotten equipment still awaits to be found. Bhakti bonus bite number 2. Did you know accepting a mission from the Sea Stone might remove a barrier impeding your progress? And we have obtained 10 vials of Deceptisol, 2 ultra-compact reactors, a singular golden nugget, 5 vials of perfume, and 3 platinum ingots. That is, in fact, all of the rewards that you will get for taking 10,000 steps down here in Pulse, and you will also get a trophy for it as well. So, if you did not get those rewards and you did not get the trophy, go ahead and reload your last save, run around, do a little bit of CP farming, do a little bit of guild farming, do whatever you gotta do. But I highly recommend getting those rewards, because the stuff that we got sells for about 450,000 gills, which is very needed for what we are about. And what we are about to do is finally upgrading lightning out of the Axis Blade and upgrading it to the Enkindler, as well as upgrading the Diamond Bangle that we have up to, I believe it's the Adamant Bangle. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But we do need a fair bit of gil for that. And we need a fair bit of gil for stuff moving forward. But before we do that, we are going to go ahead and make it back up to, honestly, probably the last save sphere of the area. And I just noticed I have multiple people here that are maxed out on CP. So before we take on the boss of the area and the final boss of the chapter, we want to make sure that we have 900,000 CP. You can be a little bit over, you can be a little bit under. Like that right there is honestly probably fine. Because the boss of Chapter 11 gives you 100,000 CP. So, you don't want to miss out on 100,000 CP, do you? I know I don't. So, I'm going to go ahead and maximize my grabs from that. Make sure that everyone in the party has less than 900,000. Alright, so everyone is less than 900,000. I honestly went a little bit overboard on Fang and Snow, but that is fine. Can I get past these guys without inflicting battle? Nope. And moving on up. Go ahead and hop back onto the bridge area and make our way across it. We are going to have a couple battles on here. Nothing should be too difficult. And continue on pushing forward. You will see that there is a shield bro over here that is guarding a treasure sphere. So let's go ahead and take on shield bro. Look at that, you can prepare to strike these guys. I did not know that. Good to know. That preemptive strike was very useful. But the treasure sphere that he was guarding contains a taming pole, which is of course going to be a weapon for Fang here. It does have stagger lock, so unfortunate. But moving on, you could 9 times out of 10 actually make this run across this little section of bridge without getting into combat with the 2 fly guys around here. But if they do end up getting to you, they're just fly guys. They aren't going to be too difficult. But then we got the, I guess that's what I get for ignoring them and just already moving on to the next combat in my head. Of course they caught up to me. But we now have a vampire and some seekers, so let's go ahead and take these guys out. Alright, and then now moving up, we have a treasure sphere right here, right next to a save station. So let's go ahead and collect the treasure sphere. This contains a vial of Ethersol, and then at the save station, we're going to go ahead and go down into upgrades. Alright, now I made a mistake, so I needed to reload from before Bhakti and do this last little run again. So let's go ahead and do this one more time and not make a mistake this time. First and foremost, let's go ahead and head to the shops and go to sell. Let's go ahead and sell these 3 platinum ingots that we got, which is going to give us 450,000 gil. We also have the 5 perfume, which is going to give us 62,500 gil. And then the singular gold nugget is going to give us an additional 60,000 gil. And then we got a Moogle puppet for one of the treasure spheres on top of the school, so that is an additional 18,000 gil. So that is all fine and dandy. And then I believe, unless I already sold it, yeah, we got a couple of tetradic tiaras and crowns and all of that. So let's go ahead and sell those. And yeah, that is going to leave us with 1,731,523 gil, and we are going to need quite a fair bit of that. So first and foremost, we are going to go ahead and come down here to R&D Depot, and we're going to buy a singular adamantite. And then after that, we are going to buy 34 superconductors from Lenora's garage, which is going to cost us 28,560 gil. And then we are going to need 3 ultra compact reactors. And this is the part that I messed up before. I just wasn't doing my math correct, and I ended up not buying enough of the stuff and wasting my gil, and yeah, it got expensive. It was stupid. But we already have 2 ultra compact reactors from Bhakti, so we only need to purchase 1. And that is going to be all that we're going to need to upgrade the Axis Blade to the Enkindler. So let's go ahead and get working on that. Go ahead and go to upgrade. Upgrade weapon, Axis Blade. Let's go ahead and throw that adamantite onto this, which is going to bring us from the Axis Blade to the Enkindler, which is going to increase our strength and our magic by 1, but it's also going to give us that attack ATB charge level 2, which is very nice. And I forgot to purchase Sturdy Bones. Of course I did, because why wouldn't I mess something up? Luckily, I was able to capture this relatively early. So let's go ahead and go into Creature Comforts. Let's go ahead and max out those Sturdy Bones. And since we're here, let's also max out the Barb Tails. And now back to upgrade. There's the Enkindler. Let's go ahead and throw on 36 sturdy bones. And then next, let's go ahead and throw on the 34 superconductors. Which is going to bring us up to level 17. Then now 36 more sturdy bones. For the ×3 multiplier, and then now the 3 ultra compact reactors. And that is going to bring us to the max level of the Enkindler, giving us 133 magic and strength, which is very nice indeed. And next up, we are going to be upgrading this diamond bangle. So let's go ahead and make sure we have all of the appropriate stuff to upgrade that. So we're going to go ahead and head back to the shop. And we are going to, first and foremost, before I forget, max out of sturdy bones again. And then we are going to need 24 superconductors from the Lenore's garage. And we are also going to need 10 perfect conductors, which we already have 3, so we're going to need to purchase 7 of them. We're going to need 4 particle accelerators, which we can buy at the R&D depot. We already have 3 of them, so we should only need to purchase 1 more. And then we are going to need 3 more ultra compact reactors. So let's go ahead and purchase those for 150,000 gil. And then we're going to need another adamantite. So there we go on that. And that should be everything we need. So let's go ahead and get upgrading. Accessories, diamond bangle. First thing we're going to do is going to be the 36 sturdy bones for that ×3 multiplier. And then we're going to pop on the 4 particle accelerators, which is going to bring us up to level 13 and the 740 HP bonus. And then let's go ahead and put on 36 more sturdy bones. Nope. Let's try 24. Not quite enough. I don't think we're going to need 12. Let's try 6. Yep, 6 was enough to bring us back to that ×3 multiplier. And now let's go ahead and put on 1 ultra compact reactor, which is going to bring us up to level 25 and the 980 experience. And now at this point, we need to bring this up to level 26. So we need, what is that going to be? 3,300 experience. I have a couple bomb cores. Let's go ahead and pop 5 of them in here. And if my math is correct, that should bring us to where we need to be. Yes, it does. And now that is going to bring us to the Diamond Bangle Star, which is going to give us an additional 1,000 HP, which in and of itself is very good. However, we can upgrade this further with the adamantite that we purchased, bringing that to level 23 and 1,240 HP bonus. And now let's go ahead and throw on 36 barbed tails to get us our ×3 multiplier. And now those 24 superconductors that we purchased are going to go on here, bringing us up 1 level, and of course getting rid of all of that experience bonus, so we need 36 more barbed tails. And now the final 2 ultra compact reactors, are going to bring us to a max level with an HP bonus of 1,500. And it is worth noting, and I honestly probably have the guild for this, but I am not going to right now. But we can in fact upgrade this further with a bit of dark matter, and then max that out and go from there. But for right now, that is as far as that is going to go. So now, Lightning with the Enkindler has a magic and a strength of 866, 867, and a total health of 6,115. So that is going to help us very nicely in our next little bit that we are going to be doing, which is going to be the Chapter 11 boss, but that is going to have to wait for next episode, everyone. So until next time when we take on that boss, whoever it might be, this is Famine52 signing out.